Yo everyone, Wagwan Sanjochi here. So welcome back to the channel. So I'm here just trying to crank out a few extra videos before the year completely ends. Of course, I've actually met my target of 400 subscribers, so shout outs to you guys who've subscribed recently and those of you who are returning to the channel as per usual. Shout outs to you guys. I appreciate all the love and support I get here. So anyway, going into today's video, I wanted to kind of go over and talk about the power and influence of the Kara organization in the Boruto series. So fair warning, there will be spoilers for this video, but in the grand scheme of things with this video, I just wanted to kind of discuss how their power and their influence has actually been making, or how it will make the Boruto series on a whole so much more than what the Naruto series was. Not to say that Boruto will necessarily end up being an overall better series than Naruto, that's not what I'm saying, but overall, based on how Kara is being set up, especially if you saw the news video that I covered courtesy of Organic Dinosaur over the weekend, the way things are being set up, Boruto is going to be exploring and making use of resources and concepts and assets within the story that Naruto actually failed to make use of. So be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this video. But without further ado, let's get into it, people. So, you know, of course, fair warning, this video will contain spoilers for the manga if you don't read it, so yeah. But anyway, getting into it, the Kara organization, for the most part, we know, if you've been reading the manga, it's mostly a very mysterious organization. We don't know exactly what their main goal is, but considering their leader, Jigen, and by extension, Isshiki Otsutsuki is an Otsutsuki, we do know that they, in some shape or form, the organization might be trying to actually harvest the chakra of the planet, but that's kind of black and white. It's not as cut and dry as that, as we've been given implications, or we can probably deduce that, yo, it's more than that, since due to the nature of the various members of the organization, it seems that, you know, everybody has a wish that needs to be granted. So it's more than just taking the chakra of the planet. But all in all, the Kara organization, it really consists of some ridiculously powerful people, and honestly, as a whole, as a unit, I'd say they're even way more powerful than the Akatsuki ever was in the Naruto series. Now, looking at each member individually that we've seen actually fight already, well, I think we've seen most of them fight except for Code. We've seen Jigen, the leader himself, fight. We've seen Delta, we've seen Kashin Koji, and most recently we've seen Boro. And each of them is ridiculously powerful in their own right, with characters like Delta being able to keep up with a suppressed but still a 6-path TLB Sage Mode Naruto. We have Jigen, or Isshiki Otsutsuki, the leader of the organization, outright making Naruto and Sasuke looking like they aren't even trying. He's basically defeated. He has defeated the two of them already. So there's that. Boro himself, even though he's going up against the new Team 7 at the moment, the new Team 7 consists of characters that are, you know, ranging from, you know, mid chunin to probably high tier jonin level. So Boro himself being able to take them all on, and the use of his scientific ninja weapon and his healing factor, it's even greater than the 10 tails Jinchuriki. So, and Kashin Koji himself, he made light work of Konohamaru, a very experienced jonin at this point, like it was nothing. So it's fair to say that all members of Kara are actually very credible threats at the end of the day. Now, apart from the benefits that I've spoken about already, where the defeat of Naruto and Sasuke by Jigen kind of forces the new generation to step up and gives them an opportunity to go up against all these different members of the organization, and of course, by extension, it's going to cause them to, you know, carry the weight of their own story. This is stuff I've said time and time again, but outside of those obvious benefits for, you know, Kara being this powerful, I think the best portion or best aspect of it is what I covered in the video I did over the weekend. As I mentioned earlier, Kara's influence spreads to the government of the shinobi world, or at least for now, the feudal lord or the government of the Fire Nation, which of course Konoha is situated in. Now, if you watch the video, or at least to kind of get you up to speed, apparently Kara has influence or has members within the government. Basically, the outer members of Kara have essentially control over certain members of the government, and they have, or they are planning to, well, probably planning is a strong word, but for all intents and purposes, it might as well be. They are planning to try and overthrow Naruto and the current feudal lord that supports Naruto. There's actually opposition to Naruto's regime, which is pretty crazy because if you don't read the novels and certain extra information, extra lore information within the whole Naruto franchise, how things are portrayed within the Boruto series in terms of maintaining peace, it kind of feels like there's not much to do. There's not much work for Naruto and company to do to maintain this peace. But if we even go into extra information that was revealed courtesy of Organic Dinosaur in our translations, which I also did cover on Saturday, as I keep saying, is that apparently Naruto's even in a war to go against and cut down on the drug usage in the country. So that's crazy as well. But I'm kind of straying off the point here. The thing is, with Kara having control of a certain portion of the government, we get to see the feudal lord and other characters outside of the shinobi, outside of the ninja, being set up to take part in the story in the grand scheme of things. And this kind of sets things up for the world to feel more alive, larger than it's been portrayed in the past, and it kind of gives more room for dynamic storytelling, for how conflicts can be approached. And all in all, these are things that could have been implemented within the Naruto series when you really think about it. Because honestly, when you really think about it, going back to the Land of Waves arc, that's the feeling you got with like Gato and the criminal organization and all that. And we kind of just left that. Since we left that arc, I'm not even really considering our putting filler in the mix, like strictly canon material. We've basically left that feeling, and Boruto seems like it's going to be bringing back that dynamic use of assets, or story assets basically, which is going to be pretty cool. And it kind of has me thinking that maybe the story is going to be might have to be longer than originally planned. Might, but I guess we'll see. Things can change. So yeah, Kara having such influence and power is going to really throw that plus onto the story in terms of how invested we are into it, and make the world feels that much more larger and grand. And similarly, in that video that I mentioned, I made the comparison that it's going to slowly transition and probably start feeling like a One Piece. Oda does a great job in One Piece to make the world feel large, like interconnected, like there's so much more present in the world than where the characters are situated or what they're going through at the moment. And any card, it feels like any card can be played at any moment, and that's what's going to be coming to the Boruto series, if I'm being honest, if I'm deducing or observing things right based on information that was recently received. Of course, I apologize. Of course, the information that Organic Dinosaur translated came from the recent Boruto volume 10, which goes up to chapter 36 to 39. Basically, the writer of Boruto came out and made these statements in the Boruto volume, like the comment section, like additional information you'd get in those volumes. So there's that. I know we've been having a string of Boruto novels, well, Naruto novels, Boruto novels, whatever, where additional information, additional missions, additional journeys, additional like character developments for certain characters have been happening, like Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, etc., etc. But things like involving the government and how Kara is going to actually affect things going forward from that viewpoint, I hope we get it in the manga and not just some side novel, honestly. Or if if they don't have the time to include it in the manga, then what I would say is make it anime, kind of like an anime exclusive, and make reference to it in the manga going forward, similar to how they did with Sumire, how she was never showed in the manga before, I'd say chapter 16, 17, give or take, thereabout. And they made reference to the whole school trip to the the Land of Waves, which only happened in the anime at this point, so they could take a route like that. But having an arc surrounding like a coup d'etat It's going to be interesting, and of course it's going to give rise to the whole question of if past antagonists and their attempts to actually achieving peace, if that was wrong all along. You know Naruto has matured as a character, but it would be nice to see them bring back old characters, and seeing if Naruto could probably contemplate stuff that was said by them to him, and kind of reevaluate his approach, and probably just kind of question his approach to peace at this point. Little stuff like that, which would be a good tidbit to see on screen or on page. So yeah, so no matter how you slice and dice it, if you want to say Kara is even ridiculous with all these scientific ninja weapons, the way things are set up, Kara is going to be improving the quality of the Boruto story, no matter how you slice and dice it. So yeah, I guess you can just kind of count this as an extension or an additional video, a follow-up video on that news video, but that's all I have to say on this situation. It's very interesting, it's very cool. But anyway, Sanjay here, people. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Of course, I have passed 400 subs, but I'm aiming for the 1,000 and beyond, so it is what it is. Respect for tuning in if you've made it this far. Of course, check out these videos here that I have for you guys if you haven't watched them yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.